Hello everybody, welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Thursday, July 7th, 2022. A busy show in store for you here today on Talking Fitchburg. We'll have the latest on that boiling water alert that came out last night. It's in the Greenfield neighborhood area. We'll get you the details coming up in the headlines. Plus, we're going to check in with our Public Works Department. We had already scheduled to actually have Bill on the show to talk about the voluntary sprinkler reduction, so you're not using as much water while this well is being repaired. But we'll also check in about this boiling water alert as well, find out what's going on and the latest updates for you here coming up here on Talking Fitchburg. Plus, we're going to preview the Fitchburg Festival of Speed. It's happening this weekend. We'll check in with race day events, and we had them on the show earlier, late June, and glad to have them back on here today to tell you what you can expect this year at the Fitchburg Festival of Speed. That has every event, running, biking, and of course, you've got the $1,000 mile run at the end of the night, fireworks, beer, food. It's got everything. We'll get you an update on that here in just a little bit. Let's jump into the headlines and talk about the boil water precaution for Greenfield area. And before I do start this, I do want to note that if there's been any updates since we've taped the show or if this is rebroadcasting, please check the website and our social media accounts for the latest. City of Fitchburg has a social media account. In fact, TV does. We get out the news as fast as we can when it comes into our newsroom, so to speak, but definitely want to get you the information when things like this come up. So that boil water precaution for the Greenfield area. Here's what we know. The city's south water system, Greenfield area south of Irish Lane, experienced a reported temporary loss of water pressure on July 6th at approximately 4:30 p.m. The city has increased the chloration of the levels of the wells within the system and has taken bacterial samples as required by the Department of Natural Resources to ensure that the system is not contaminated. The city will inform the infected residents by notice when these tests show no bacteria and when they're no longer need to boil their water. The city anticipates this resolution by July 9th. If you live in the Greenfield area, please do the following. Do not drink the water without boiling first. Either bring all water to a boil, letting it boil for 10 minutes and then letting it cool down before use, or use bottled water. Boiled or bottled water should be used for drinking, making ice, brushing teeth, washing dishes, and preparing food until further notice. Boiling water kills bacteria and other organisms in the water. And of course, please share this information with all others who drink this water, especially those who may not have received this notice directly. We did say in the update earlier today that crews were out last night knocking on doors within this area and left notices there at each of the doorways. So hopefully you got those notices, and we'll keep you up to date with any other information through our social media outlets and website. Plus, you can contact Tracy Foss, Senior Utility Engineer, 608-270-4272 with any questions about this notice. All right, turning to other news, we've got the art cart coming in town this weekend. It's coming on Saturday, July 9th. It's a free program sponsored by the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art. And children should dress appropriately because these projects can get wet and messy. I like that. Parents must also stay on site for this. You can drop in, but pre-registration is advised. Fitchburg Festival of Speed is happening this weekend. I want to remind you of that. It happens on Saturday. It's all day long. Live music, beer, fireworks, racing, and food. I mean, what could get better than that? Well, you coming out to it would be awesome to see out there. Stop on by, check out all the great races. That criterium is the fastest that bikes can get in a race, and it's just amazing to watch. And there's lots of ways to participate as well. Just check out the website for more information. And I found this story yesterday, and I think this is awesome. Drop off your United States flags to be restored. Yeah, this is really neat. This is down in Oregon, but you can drop off your flags for flag restoration or restoration at the Oregon Brooklyn VFW post is the one doing this. Drop-off box is located outside of the Village Hall in Oregon building by the parking lot next to the Triangle Park. So drop it off there and have it restored. It's so cool. All right, we'll take a quick break. Coming up next, we're going to talk with our Public Works Department about the boiling water notice and the voluntary sprinkling advisory. We'll have the latest for you next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Public Works Department, it is your Director of Public Works, Bill Balke. Bill, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you for being on. A lot of things have been going on here in the last, you could say in the last under 24 hours, but some different things going on with the wells in Fitchburg. And two different storylines here. We have a boil water precaution that came out last night for the Greenfield area. And we actually had you scheduled to talk about the voluntary sprinkling system, cutting back on sprinkling. But those are two separate issues. So we're going to deal with these two separately here. We'll start with the boiling water precaution. If you could kind of tell us what happened last night around 4:30 p.m. With one of the wells.
Yeah. Last night yesterday afternoon, we were doing some maintenance on one of the wells in our southern system, and that's south of Irish Lane in the Sain Road area, Greenfield Park area. So we got an alarm last night saying that we had low pressure and then actually no pressure. And so we investigated that, got their water pressure going back up again, water flowing. And then what that entails is when the pressure drops to nothing like that, there could be potential for contamination into the water system. So as a precaution, we're asking the residents of that area to boil their water for 48 hours until we get the test results back and confirm the presence or not presence of any bacteria that might be in the water. So just your drinking water, just make sure that, over this time, if you've got any ice makers, turn those off. If you need to drink any water, make sure it's boiled or bottled water. And you can dishwashing is safe as long as you got one of those high temp settings for like a sanitizing that you're using. You can use it for that. So we just it's a precautionary measure until we get the test results back. Those should happen late Friday, and then we will be posting notices on everybody's door again. Yeah, we're good, go back to water usage, or what the next steps would be beyond that.
And how I asked you this question earlier, just so I could understand it a little bit, but how do we ensure that how'd you guarantee this one area specifically and not that this has gone further than what you guys have spelled out so far?
Yeah, actually, this is our southern zone, and there's a valve located on Sain Road that isolates that southern zone from the rest of Fitchburg. So everything south of Irish Lane is isolated in its own area on its own wells, and that's how we determine that area.
As far as well maintenance goes, there's a lot of things that go into it. I'm sure I don't know everything, and maybe it'll be a future interview for us to talk about it. But was this a routine? When this alarm came on, was there other things factoring into it just to help people understand what happened here, and that you guys were on top of the solution?
Yeah, when we were doing the maintenance on the well, there's 2 wells in the southern zone, and when we were doing maintenance on one of those, the other one was in operation. When we brought the other one, after we had done our maintenance and the flushing, it was calling for water from that other well that wasn't on. And so when we found that out, we quickly, got out there and turned it back, or, switched it around so that the other well was operating and water could be supplied.
Yeah, and there's a lot of checks and balances too that go on with the water and checking the water. So I think for reassurance, after however the test comes back, and like I said, if it comes back that there's some other things we need to do, we'll get the information out. But if the test does come back normal, people to ensure some safety here, do you guys do extra, so you put some extra chlorine in and during this time, but will there be any other instructions for once you get things back up online for people who are in the affected area?
Well, when things are back online, we'll just send you a notice saying enjoy the water. We're very sorry for the inconvenience that it caused you, but yeah, it's just business as normal then.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the other well. Again, a different scenario. You had taken a well offline for what I believe would be some maintenance. I'll let you give us some info on that. But we put out a voluntary sprinkling restriction notice, if you will. Tell us about what's going on with that project.
Yeah, we had to take one of our wells out of service because it was dropping the amount of flow that we were generating out of there. So we took it out of service to do some emergency maintenance before the peak season hit for water usage. And we noticed, a trend where the water usage was increasing, and it was reaching a point where it wasn't, going to totally restrict usage. But it was to the point where we said, we should probably look at, if we can, do some conservation out there, voluntary conservation, it would help us out through this time while the well's out of service. So that's what we did. We put out a voluntary notice for our residents to maybe, cut back on their usage for lawn watering, outdoor usage and things like that, just so that we, can provide that fire protection and usage for domestic use. As soon as we said that, it seemed like, the water usage dropped about in half again. And, the rain helped out, the weather helped out. So we're not really in that zone anymore, but through the next couple of months, just keep that in the back of your mind that, we might be trending up there again, and we should maybe, look to voluntarily reduce our usage.
And what if it did continue to increase and you got to that point where you're getting in restrictions? What does that look like? So we get to the restrictions. Does it come by certain hours of the day? Total ban on sprinkling. What are some of the options that you have in your toolbox?
Yeah, we would look at a total ban for water sprinkling, or like you had mentioned, that we could look at, limited restrictions on weekdays or weekends during the day or the night. And we would look to, enforce that either through citations or, just knocking on people's door and saying, hey, we need this water. So, yeah, it's just something that we would be, looking to do. But right now, I think we're in pretty good shape. And as long as things stay as they are, we'll be okay.
If there were and let's talk about worst case scenario, if the usage was low and we had a fire or some use where we needed a lot of water, what would happen? And let's use the fire case. The fire department shows up, try to start, hooked up to a fire hydrant and start pumping water. And what happens in those scenarios where the water usage is way too far up and you need that water?
Our zones are pretty redundant, and we have the capacity to transfer between the zones. So we would be shutting some areas down for flow, redirecting the flows from different water towers or booster stations into that area. So we have the capabilities of doing that. There wouldn't be any major impacts on domestic usage, but we do have the capability of redirecting the water.
That's good to know, but not your safe haven, if you will. I mean, still taking the restrictions seriously and doing things that help. Reminder, it's water in the morning before 9 or after 9 p.m. That works better in your favor anyways, if you are even considering doing some watering. You're also advising probably not a good time to put in a new lawn right now, Bill.
Yeah, I did that many years ago myself, and I didn't see rain for 90 days. It was horrible.
Yeah, that would make it real tough. But as far as wrapping it up, talk a little bit about the ongoing maintenance of wells, of water safety, and the future, as you keep working through different scenarios, because I'm sure, like anything else, these wells throw some different problems or issues at you, and you continue to deal with them.
Yep, we've got a contingency plan, emergency contingency plan that we update and we operate by. So as we get new staff, we're going over these new procedures and making sure everybody's online with those. We have a maintenance plan for all of our wells as well. And we're just continually training and making sure that they are in top conditions. So we have a very good redundant system. So we've got backups to the backups, and we make sure that if there is any water impacts to our customers, we notify them upfront, as quickly as we can about those issues. So if there is a tag on your door, we'll put an orange tag on your door if there's an emergency or something that needs to happen by you right away. So we do door-to-door notification. We also do our website Fact TV notification. So please tune into those things. We keep information up to date there as well.
All right, Bill, I know you're busy. I appreciate your time and the update, and we'll look forward to having you back on the show real soon.
All right, appreciate it, Jay.
All right, make sure you check out the website, as Bill mentioned. And yeah, if there is any issues within your area, they will be out in your area and can notify you by knocking on the door or putting that slip on the door as well. And we'll keep you up to date after the test results come back for the boiling water precaution. Take a quick break, more to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today from your headquarters of Festival of Speed and more. I've got Mason on the line here. Mason, welcome to Talking Fitchburg. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me as well.
Yeah, race day events. We're so lucky that you guys are right here in Fitchburg. So, we're already excited that you have a location here, but you also have brought one of the coolest events to Fitchburg, or maybe I could say the fastest event to Fitchburg with Festival Speed. Tell us a little bit about Festival of Speed for those who aren't familiar with it.
Yeah, so Fitchburg Festival of Speed is an all-day event, starting with a bike ride in the morning, then a 5K, and then we have our bike criterium. A lot of people call the criteriums as NASCAR on bikes. So a lot of speed happening. Also throughout the day, we'll be having live music. And then to finish off the night, we have some fireworks presented by the Fitchburg CDE DA. So we're excited to kind of have everyone aboard, and we're excited for a whole day of speed and a whole day of fun. So.
Well, let's break it down a little bit for people who are like, all right, well, we got a lot of events here. So where do I even start? So it kicks off early in the morning with the Festival of Speed or Fitchburg Festival of Speed's Fitchburg Family Pharmacy. Boy, you get all those spots in there. 25-mile bike ride. So that's the nice bike and just enjoy yourself bike ride.
Yeah, so that's a nice bike ride, pretty much for anybody. If you like to bike, this is the ride for you. It's easy, great marked course, should be safe, and yeah, we're just looking to get as many people out on the ride as possible. Like I said, it's for anyone, any skill levels. If you're into biking, if you're not, this is a ride for that you can do.
Then we move up to you runners out there on the Donor Dash 5K run or walk. And now there are walkers. You can walk on this one. But this one sets you up for another race later on. So tell us the details.
Yeah, so the Donor Dash, the Andy Nielsen Donor Dash 5K, a simple 5K race. The top 15 males and the top 15 females will then race at 7 p.m. for the $1,000 mile. And then that is just the top 15 of each male and female, and the winner of each male and female will get $1,000 courtesy of Quick Trip. So it's going to be a lot of speed, a lot of fastness, a lot of people running, but we're looking forward to getting those people out on the course and running the 5K and hopefully qualify for the $1,000 mile.
Yeah, that's the one I haven't got to see. I've always been there in the earlier part of the day, get to see the criterium go on, certainly. But that's the one that I really want to see, because I'm sure they're just running their butts off for the cash prize. But I just can't imagine running a 5K, then taking to run a quick mile. Oof, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, they have some time to rest and relax. I mean, the 5K starts at 8 a.m. and then the $1,000 mile is not until 7 p.m. So they have that whole day to kind of rest and gear up for that all-out sprint for a mile for $1,000.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the kids side of thing. A couple of kids stuff going on. The kids fun run starts at 2:40 p.m. And there's a criterium for junior as well. So tell us about those events.
Yeah, we're always looking to get the younger generation involved in our events. So the Kids Fun Run, it's exactly as it sounds. It's simply that, a fun run for the kids, any age can do it. Basically, you're going to get a bib, and they're just going to send you out from the start line, and they're just going to run around and till the finish. They get a nice Fitchburg Festival of Speed bib. And also for the junior crits, that is something that we're always trying to get the younger kids involved in. Is crits are a pretty interesting thing to see, and a lot of people aren't familiar with what a crit is. So we're always trying to get the younger generation and the younger boys and girls involved in our crit.
Well, once you see it in person, and I will say this, you have to come down and see this. If you've never seen the criterium before or know anything about it, it is super fast. And I'm just, when they take the turns, I'm always like, oh, okay, they made it. Like, it's scary.
Yep, round and around in circles. And yeah, they're top speeds of over 30 miles an hour. So they are definitely cruising on these bikes, and it's quite a sight to see, to be honest. So
All right, well, let's get to the parts that I'm going to enjoy. Where I'm a spectator coming out to a free event, by the way. It's a free event to come out to, which is awesome. But there's other things going on, including my favorite food and beverage in concerts area, as you mentioned off the top here. What can people enjoy all day long for other spectacles?
yeah, so I mean, the main thing I'm going to point out is Hop House Brewing Company will be providing beer for purchase at the event, which is going to be great. That is going to be going on all day. Along with that, we're going to have a lot of food and beverages. We have local vendors from around the Fitchburg area. And then also we're going to have live music presented by Michael Alexander and Big Whiskey starting at 2. Then you're going to have Frank and the Names at 4 p.m. And then Super Tuesday, which is a very big local favorite, is going on from 6 until 10 p.m. So be sure to come out and see all the live music and enjoy some food and beverages. Yeah, and we're excited to have everyone there. But yeah.
And I've been saying this on our show, but there is also plenty of parking out there. So you don't have to worry about paying for any parking. There is plenty of it. And it's pretty much centralized right in the Promega. I know I'm drawing a blank here of the name of that area. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I can't even
Agora
think of it.
Pavilion
Agora.
area.
Thank you. Agora. Yeah. Perfect setting for it as well.
Yeah, no, we're excited to be there. And again, we've been doing this event for a few years now, and we're just hoping that it grows because we do have a lot going on, and it's all day fun event. So we're very excited and looking forward to having it on July 9th.
All right, Mason, final question. If people want to get signed up for this, stay connected on what's happening, and of course, following all the action, how can they do that?
Yeah, so you can head to our website at fitchburgfestivalofspeed.com. There you can find all of the information, as well as event schedules, how to register. And I mean, that's really the hub for where you can find all you need to know about the Fitchburg Festival of Speed.
All right. Thank you so much, Mason, for your time. Thank you to Race Day Events for putting this on. You guys are awesome, and we'll look forward to seeing you coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, thank you again for having me. Don't forget, everybody, there are free fireworks also at 9:15 p.m. starting. So whether you can't come in the morning, at least come for the live music and fireworks at the end of the night. So again, Jeremy, thanks for having me. And we're excited to have everyone in Fitchburg hopefully show up on the 9th.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. We'll talk to you soon, Mason. And again, head to the website, follow them on Facebook. They're everywhere for you to stay up to date. And yeah, don't miss the fireworks at the end of the night. It's a good way to close out the Festival of Speed. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar eso, ese momento es mi favorito.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today, I want to thank our Public Works Department for getting us the latest information. We'll continue to update you on any changes with the boil water notice and the voluntary water sprinkling. We'll, again, update you as we get more information on that. And a thank you to Race Day Events for previewing the Fitchburg Festival of Speed. Hopefully you can come out this weekend. Have a great day, everybody, and stay with the latest news on our social media accounts.